Amy Rohrer. I'm Executive Director of Valley Contractors Exchange, 4 days a week, and then 1 or 2 days a week I work with Rohrer Construction.
I'm Andrew Rohrer, and I'm a general contractor.
We're rebuilding in Butte Creek Canyon because we love it here. We've been here since '98. We lived on the other side of the canyon for years and been here since 2004. Spent a lot of time on this property and we really enjoy it in the canyon.
Canyon living gets under your skin, so we're coming back to the spot that we were in.
Favorite things we've done. After the honey fire, which started behind us, we walked up that ridge all the way to the Skyway. That was kind of fun. Just past us, the road narrows to one lane. Gets all crazy, so it's really fun to run up there and run down it in particular. How about you?
My favorite thing was the annual pancake breakfast on the covered bridge, where the whole community would come out and you'd have pancakes on the bridge and listen to the pub scouts.
Yeah.
That was the way to do a canyon morning.
Yeah. All right, so significant moments. I remember taking the kids to school and we were just exiting the canyon and Max looked back over his shoulder and said, "Wow, look at that storm cloud." And both Ben and I said, "That's not a cloud, that's a fire." So that kind of sticks out in my mind. How about you?
We were working at the house all day and saw the fire cloud coming down the ridge, but down here in the canyon had no idea what was really going on. That was 9:30 in the morning when we were here, and we stuck around the house till 4 o'clock in the afternoon, not knowing
what was going on. Having
a pretty good idea. We kept hearing the propane tanks exploding. Boom, boom, boom. So Amy and I were on the roof watching the firefight. The helicopter was dipping on the Horning Ranch right here next to us and battling as best they could as we figured to keep the Skyway open. And we thought around 2:30 in the afternoon that the danger had passed and we were going to ride it out. We were going to stay home. And the fire came down the canyon wall there, and then it came around and flanked us coming down the Skyway. And there was no way we were going to be a sitting duck sitting here with only one way in and out on Honey Run Road. So about 4:30 in the afternoon is when we boogied. And it was black as night. It was dark, smoke, embers flying in your eyes. Thinking that we had, drove out of here thinking we'd just be out a few days and then we'd be back. No big deal. We'll be back in 3 or 4 days.
I think I packed extra clothes because usually when we get evacuated, it's 3 days, and I was like, well, it might be a little bit longer than that, so pack some extra clothes. But we thought we'd be coming back.
And the winds whipped up, and that changed the story.
Yeah, but we didn't have the dramatic flames as we were leaving. I mean, they were all around us, but we didn't feel threatened.
We left ahead of that.
Yeah. It just seems like through all of it, everything was a little bit more of a challenge than we thought. So one thing was we wanted to keep our concrete on our shop, and at first they were saying a hammer test would do, and then we needed to actually get drawer core samples. The county wasn't really sure how that was going to work, so we actually had to have Philo Hunt, who's the county engineer, and a gentleman from the Chico State Pavement Preservation Society out to help figure that out. How many holes, where, what does it look like? So we did that, and then we had to have an engineer certify. It seems like everything's been a bit more challenging than we thought it would be.
Figuring out the systems or the ways to get through the discretionary processes early on. So getting water wasn't a challenge, getting power wasn't a challenge. It was figuring out our way through the approvals processes and still trying to obtain a building permit that's been the challenges.
Which is hopefully today, like any minute.
But resources wise, as builders, we were pretty fortunate to be able to try to get water as soon as possible. Did a garden out here, get power as soon as possible so we could build off of power rather than generators.
Yeah, so he would literally go to the pump house over there and fill buckets and carry them up to the garden. But it kept you sane last year. It was awesome. It was a beautiful garden.
We're coming back regardless. This is our spot. This is where we raised our kids and took our kids to soccer on Saturdays and took part in the community events regardless. It was a great place to live before the fire. It's been a bit of an inconvenience in the meantime, and it'll be a great place to live afterwards. Getting life back to the new normal would be a great thing, getting back in a home and what have you. But it's always been a great place to live when we look around California. So I firmly believe that we'll all do better to do our wildland fire clearing. I can't imagine that you know, that fire conscious in Butte County is going to be a lot more prevalent in the coming years, and all our friends and neighbors do what they need to do to keep their lots cleared, and hopefully we'll have a new fire conscious in California. But it'll be a great place to live. It always has been. Tons to do here.